game starts. Not yet. Hold your horses. You get to decide who gets to be the MVP of the game. And be nice. Okay? Be nice. That's all I have to say on that. Hashtag and yeah, you got it.
They're here in the studio.
They're here in the studio this time. They got their headsets on. The bans have been done. We're in the draft. Bulldogs, their action slacks. What are we expecting from these two teams? Jake, you already started it off with saying that Storm yesterday didn't play the way you expected them to.
Yep.
And NaVi, they're the favorites for you coming into this.
They sure are, Chiefs. I mean, NaVi has always kind of been, as Bulldog said, kind of in that mid-range in these big-tier tournaments, but I saw a little bit of their games. I did a little bit of research yesterday. They were looking okay. Looked like they might be holding back a little bit. But here J.Storm again.
Whoa.
First pick Lifestealer, but they do pick a vehicle this time, which is nice. We saw this before from them yesterday. And Lifestealer goes out as a first pick with no way to catch anybody. At least this time he's got a Nyx.
Yeah, he can set up the ganks, but it's pretty hard to actually be inside of Nyx. It's pretty risky to run in this, and then there's a sentry and you die with Lifestealer as well. The way I've seen NaVi play so far, or looked up their games, they just like to fight and have like really strong team fight. They pick a lot of Rastas, Medusas, and Brewmasters, so they did ban the Brew at least, which is what they played the most.
Yeah.
Yeah, Oracle actually banned as well. I wanted to talk a little bit about Oracle because he is actually the most picked hero in the tournament so far over a couple of days, and he has a 70% win rate.
70?
Wow.
70.
That's pretty nuts.
That is pretty nuts, right?
And it's interesting that you say that because we've been watching these games and I feel like he's been okay, but he hasn't had too big of an impact. But I mean, I guess the stats don't lie. He seems to be winning a lot.
So a worthy ban there on the side of J.Storm.
Okay, I can see that.
Both Ursa and Leshrac are in the top 10 as well in terms of top heroes, by the way, with Leshrac with 15 games played and a 53% win rate, and Ursa a 50% win rate on 14 games played.
Woo.
So a bit on the average there.
Now, isn't Nyx Assassin kind of the counter, though, to Leshy?
To Leshy, for sure.
To blow him up. And we haven't seen a lot of people picking this Nyx so far, so maybe this will be the end of that little flavor of the month thing that he's got going on right now.
Yeah, you just probably make him a 4 if you see a Nyx like this. You don't want to have a core Leshrac. That's kind of annoying, unless you just get an early BKB. But yeah, they pick up the Ursa, which is super good against Lifestealer in the lane, and later on as well. It's pretty basic, and they also banned the Vino, which is also super good against Ursa, and J.Storm has been playing it a lot with not great success.
Yeah.
Mind you.
True that. We saw a Ursa with a Darkseer yesterday. Try to find some way to get rid of that, kind of big weakness that Ursa has of everybody just kind of kiting them, running for their lives. You expect to see that combo again anytime, Bulldog, or wasn't that impressive to you?
Yeah, it's always good, especially Lifestealer. You know, he wants to slow you and run at you, but then you just search them away.
Yep.
It works fine. And they probably just want that tanky offlaner that just buys the mech and stuff like that. Yeah, they banned Batrider as well. Ideally, just gonna have to lane the Ursa against Lifestealer, but it's kind of hard to make that happen sometimes.
Pretty huge pick coming out here for both teams.
Very huge.
As they've revealed pretty much who's going to sit there and try to hit people. They revealed probably their 4s. Now it comes time for the carries, the supports.
Oh, Slardar ban. So they're still banning out some initiation tools. As you say, the downside of Ursa is the fact that he can't really be the one to initiate. He has to just run at people. Would be nice if someone else can jump in ahead of him.
Witch Doctor. We haven't seen any of this hero yet. He's been kind of off the radar. I know Dream League special for Team Secret is the slamming Witch Doctor here and there, but haven't been seeing him too much this tournament.
No, we saw Witch Doctor during the minor. F&G really liked Witch Doctor. He valued that pretty high.
Might be a CIS thing.
Yeah.
Although J.Storm has got him, so what can I say there? Witch Doctor, of course, is going to provide you a little bit of control, a little bit of damage you might be missing, but typically you see him picked up against people with a lot of summons, right? He stuns up those summons pretty good. This one, I'm not sure. If he falls behind, it's a pretty awful game for him. Scary stuff.
Yeah, well now they have Sven and Ursa, so they have the melee who just run in, which is, you get that maledict on him and they get very sad. They take a lot of damage. And if you group up with these, the stun is super duper good. But the Sven pickup, I mean, this just goes how they've been playing. Like, just want to have that strong 5-man team fight and just go for objectives. So they're just going to pick some hero that needs to be able to kill tower now. They do have Leshrac though, but I don't know if you want to rely completely on your Lesh, unless you're manly enough to pick it as a core against our Nyx.
I don't know if that's manly. It might just be psychotic, but what can you do? Darkseer picked up by J.Storm. Maybe a bit of a deny to make sure that Lifestealer, you know, Ursa can't escape that Lifestealer, but that's one way to speed up your Lifestealer and make sure that he gets those kills that he needs, huh?
Yeah, I mean, it's good on Lifestealer for sure. It's Fora that's going to play it though, and I think Fora is definitely a key player for this matchup, where I would prefer much more on a flashy hero, but Darkseer is a bit slower, more team-oriented, so he's been the one who's kind of been keeping them in the game, so this is a little bit worrisome.
Yeah, I have to agree with it. We saw Fora's Pangolier yesterday just completely be 1v5, keeping him into that match for as long as he could, and Darkseer, you know, he can be very strong in those team fights. He can make a lot of stuff happen. The old vacuum stomp, and we saw it yesterday, but at the same time, he's got cooldowns, baby. I don't know. NaVi, though, their plan's really simple. I know exactly what they want to do. They want to run at things and hurt them from every hero. There you go again, a Medusa.
Yeah, it's their 3 heroes, the Rasta, Medusa, or Brew, that they pick a lot. Just group up around it. They have this Sven that gives all kinds of auras, and Leshrac just gives tons of damage. If you ever get a decent lead, you just go a free Roshan.
How do you feel like the teams are looking in terms of team fight though? Because Roshan does look to be an important portion of this game and, for example, Navi's plan here. Do you feel like they got the upper hand when it comes to a fight around a Roche pit? Because I must say, J.Storm's team fight looks pretty juicy too.
Yeah, they're definitely strong. Like, as soon as they get the Radiance, at least. Lifestealer before that is not too scared, but once he gets that with the Surge, they're going to look to be super strong. But there's the timing window before that where NaVi should be stronger for sure.
Yeah, NaVi just has the ability to just blow people up right now. This is just an insane amount of physical, magical, and everything in between damage coming out from NaVi. So I would think that J.Storm actually needs somebody that can kind of make him some space, a little bit of tanky, dare I say. Somebody that could take some more hits. And sure, Nyx Assassin and Darkseer could potentially get there, but at this point on NaVi, if they catch out anybody, they're dead in half a second, I think.
That's their last Brile mid-hero. What's his specialties?
Specialties are mobile heroes that he can create some waves with. He needs an active one. And I think that in terms of the weakness of NaVi's lineup so far, it should be the laning stage. That's something that when we saw J.Storm do okay in the games that they've had, they've not won a game yet, but when they looked okay was during the laning stage, when they could actually win their lanes and focus on that. And I hope that that is going to be the hero that they're going to go for is something that they can actually set the pace with. That's going to be very important.
Yeah. You know what? Shout out here. Where Viper at?
Yeah, Viper.
I don't see no Viper. NaVi, oh, the good old CIS classic coming out with the Disruptor. Such a high value hero in that region. Really just tie their stuff together. Everyone's going to be running this fight away from NaVi, so dragging them back with the glimpse will be great, and locking down those big ultimates too. You know, preventing those from going off will be good. And
on the last pick, Odie's still in the pool as well, which is kind of good save against Ursa. I know Medusa will probably have a fairly easy lane. There's not many heroes that punish Medusa. She'll just drain all your mana. I'm not sure what they have up their sleeve here. They need someone who can stand their ground, because if you run from Disruptor, you die.
OD? Still in the pool?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pull out the guns.
Let's see, they got the Shadow Fiend coming at them.
Ooh.
Wow.
You guys do not seem convinced. Talk to me, guys.
We were talking about these guys getting on top of them, blowing them up. Shadow Fiend has to have a hell of a good game to make an impact on this one. How do you come back against this lineup? They just get on top. Well, as soon as the Blink Daggers are out, everybody on that team's dead.
And the lane is not going to be easy for anyone as well. If Ursa lanes against a Lifestealer, and Lifestealer doesn't have a good game, And there's not going to be any Radiance, and then they're going to lose.
That's rough.
So what you're saying is you're favoring NaVi in this game.
I do favor NaVi.
How about you, Jake?
Oof, I want to say J.Storm, but...
Say it then.
No.
Say it.
No, I don't want to.
Just say it.
I want to believe, but I can't. NaVi, absolutely. This is just right up their alley.
Sheever's going to say it.
That's all the damage.
I am also not going to say it.
No, Sheever.
I do think it's less one-sided than us all going for NaVi, but I am also going for NaVi, and I think that if J.Storm win this game, then they're looking a lot better than they did yesterday, and they're going to need that. But in their draft, I'm not seeing it. But let's hear from some other people to have basically a little bit of a different lighting to this best of one elimination game. Let's hear from OD Pixel and Lizard.
Hello everybody, yes, J.Storm versus NaVi, ready to go. I'm OD Pixel, I'm here joined by Lizard for this one. And well, we've got a couple of drafts with some very exciting stuff. NaVi ending with a disruptor pick, something that we don't see a lot of times, but historically some of these strong CIS teams have loved to slip him in, you know, things of the past from teams like the old VP and such, for an example. NaVi bringing it in to the fray this game, getting Snake on it. J.Storm, as the panel was discussing as well, ending the draft with the Bryle Shadow Fiend. The panel, they didn't seem to believe in J.Storm's draft. I mean, do you sort of agree that NaVi's lineup is a little stronger on paper, or is there some stuff here that you think could work out really nicely for J.Storm?
This is how I feel. I feel that NaVi lineup is better rounded. You have your early game, mid game, and the late game very well differentiated. You have that Sven and these two supports that are going to be able to do a lot early on. These rotations are going to be coming from NaVi all the time. Then you have the Ursa to bring you through the mid game, as he's the strongest then. And if all of that fails, if nothing works, you have the third plan in that Duza that's going to be farming, that's going to be getting farm, and it's just carry you in the late game if it does come to the late game. On the side of J.Storm, I don't think that they're helpless, though. I understand the panel going the easy way and just voting for NaVi, but honestly, this team doesn't look that shabby. This draft doesn't look that bad. SF, he can do fairly well versus that Duza on mid.
Yeah?
Yeah. Then you're on Radiant. You're going to be able to farm around that mid tower, so you're going to have very early Greaves. You can opt to go for Greaves, as your Nyx is probably going to be going for that Radiance, right? So you have this very well differentiated heroes as well. You have your mid spike hero in SF, you have your a little bit later spiked Nyx. The problem is, super late game, they fall off super hard.
Absolutely, yeah, there's nothing really that's going to be able to put a dent into this Medusa if it does get to that critical late game point.
Fear, however. Fear, okay. He came into this team replacing a fellow Bosnian.
He did.
The only Bosnian pro player in the scene, so I can't really cheer for him.
Oh,
I can't.
Poor old
I'm biased a little bit, but honestly, he might be able to do that.
On the next.
Yeah, if he plays the right game in this match, if he finds a lot of farm, if he gets his levels, he might be the one that hurts Duza.
Sure. I guess what, late game you can get the Aghanim, start sitting there burrowed up, spamming out the mana burn.
Exactly. Just
it
mana
can be
burn
annoying.
her. The Carapace also works very well versus her because of the split shot. So overall, that Nyx might be the trump card that J.Storm needs. So they definitely do have ways of winning this game. But as the panel has said, it is a bit harder for them.
It is. And we do have a pause at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, so apologies whilst we try and get the game underway, but don't worry, you're not missing any of the action, as we do just wait for both teams to ready up and get on.
Yeah, Fear's chair obviously isn't really well calibrated.
He's getting it perfect.
Yeah, he's just
making sure everything is good to go on both sides. We should be able to get on with the action. I mean, so look at the lanes that we're going to have coming out. Yep, there we have it. The game is on. So we are able to dive straight into the action here as this game begins. NaVi versus J.Storm. Everything on the line for these two teams here. No room for mistakes.
No pressure. No pressure.
It's yeah, first game of the day as well for these two teams, and potentially the only one.
And first game from the studios as well. Right?
Yeah, this is the big change as well. Moving them over here, getting them playing head to head in the same room. This is where it all gets very real for these teams at the Major.
So on the bottom lane, we're going to have the Lash and the Sven combination, which is pretty strong. However, they are up against Nike, so he's going to be able to rage out to dodge those stuns. While on the top lane, Ursa, he has no ways of actually helping himself. And these stuns that come from Nyx plus the Ion Shells might really hurt him. So it's a problem because Crystallize is the one that's supposed to carry them through the mid game. If he has a rough time early on, Navi might struggle. So I'm really excited to see how they're gonna adjust to that.
And in terms of control for the Lifestealer through that rage down the line, it's not amazing. You know, there is definitely this sort of game where the Lifestealer can be very hard to lock down until you see some sort of item like the Basher on the Ursa, or you know, ideally hoping that he's going to stay long enough into the Stone Gaze, but that's unlikely. Yep. So this Lifestealer does have a lot of potential to have a very free game.
You can see them already creep skipping on the top lane. This dual Iron Shell, they're gonna kill the creep wave as it comes to the tower.
They'll stand it up as well, make sure that they get everything of it.
Yeah, and it makes it a little bit harder for Ursa to last it under the tower, but I don't think he's gonna struggle that much. Alright. Soneko just trying to get to the lane, trying to mess with them a bit, but he has to be careful. They have dual Iron Shell here.
Yeah, they're gonna look to
block him. Yeah.
It's gonna be nearly, at least, bringing him down very low. They didn't quite have the stun back up 5 seconds, and Fear does have it. Soneko's got to be careful. Stun's going to be back. It's back now for Fear. If he gets the stun...
He's way too close to the tier 2, I think. But he has to be careful.
He is really, dancing on the edge of it there, Soneko.
They did get their level 2s, so...
Yeah, now they can look to try and put pressure on towards Crystallize. Crystallize himself, trying to... Or maybe see if he can make sort of the side pull as such there. It's going to be down bottom, as we expected. This 2-on-2. And mid lane, Bryle versus Magical. Already 3 for 1 on Bryle, 4 for 2 on the Deucer. We'll see how well Bryle can do and see if the sort of the snake harassment is enough to zone out an SF in this middle lane early on. See how many good bounces Magical is able to find. Bottom lane, let's get a good opening stun onto Moose. Down the line is going to be probably one of the only ways they can really hope to kill the Lifestealer, if they can get sort of the stuns from the shadows. Otherwise, he's going to get the opportunity to rage, as you say, every time.
Exactly. If they hit that stun splitter from the fog, then they can go on him. And Diabolic Edict, I mean, it works even if you rage, so he can't really run away from him. Alright, Soneko trying to trade with Fear.
No, who's winning this trap? I mean, they have got a spike carapace.
This isn't good for Soneko because Fear has what, 14 with the tango, 7 without the tango health region. He has 3 mangoes, so he's not really gonna ever win that fight as a disruptor. Lately, disruptors have been leveling up Thunderstrike, so maybe with that. How's mid going? Pretty even.
Pretty even. Oh, Soneko actually came back in here.
He's completely zoned out of the top lane.
He is. He's not going to get any XP early on this support disruptor. It is. I mean, as we can see, it doesn't matter too much for the Ursa. 17 CS, as you said. He can absolutely hit the creeps fine underneath the tower. And he's showing that.
Yeah, ever since he bought... He struggled a bit, obviously, on the first wave, but after purchasing that Quelling Blade, he's just completely fine. And so far, that's really important for Navi, that this Ursa is being uncontested.
I mean, when you sort of look... see down bottom, and attempt is going to be there onto Blizzy. Fear has rotated in. He has got the stun available, pops it out. The setup's there. Stun from Chu does hold the two of them back. Is that going to be enough to keep Blizzy safe? It looks like it will. Nice play there from Chu. Given the space that Blizzy needs to get away from those 3 heroes as Fear comes in for the attempt to gank on Sven.
Yeah, Blizzy with that salve doesn't even have to go base, just goes back farm.
And the lane is now here. Crystallize the size. Creeps moving all up and down the map, meeting in the river. I mean, you've got to sort of ask yourself, so they were making these heavy sort of creep skips up top, but could you make an argument that it would have been better to play the lane into the Ursa? You have this Nyx Assassin and Darks here. Would you rather have tried to stop Crystallize from getting fun? Because as they've played it so far, J.Storm, it's allowed the Ursa to have an entirely free lane for the first 4 minutes.
I completely agree with you, but there must be a reason why they decided to do it the way they did. So they're the pro guys here, right?
They must feel that the payoff is worth it. But it is going to mean that this Ursa is going to hit good item timings.
Yeah, so far it didn't really work out for them that well, at least. As for Ev, yeah, as you mentioned, he did find farm, but so did Ursa. He's farming really well. He's going for those phases. I wonder if he's going to go for Midas, though. That would be so greedy, but
it would be.
Everyone is buying that Midas, but going for Midas with Medusa, yeah.
Yeah, I would be surprised if we see it come out in Crystallize. We'll see. We will see. The temptations is always there for carry players when they have an easy lane. And you can make the argument with it. You know, you get the Midas and the Blink, and then you can be a bit more proactive, just looking for kills and not worrying too much about falling off in the farm department as an Ursa.
Yeah, even if you die a few times, it doesn't really matter because you have that Midas, right? So that Midas I do like on Ursa, but
I will see.
In this game, it's very questionable.
I mean, I'm just worried for J.Storm that they're letting this Ursa do this. I mean, I guess if they do go to the lane, I don't know, would sort of a Nyx Assassin and a Darkseer be enough to bully an Ursa out? I guess they're both melee heroes against the Ursa, but the Iron Shell pressure...
With the Iron Shell pressure...
Could be really annoying in lane, right?
If they started off that way, for Ev.
They get the grab back with the glimpse. A couple more hits will do it. He's by the shrine. He's not going to be able to get any sort of help from it as it's already been used, and that's first blood for NaVi.
First blood and stacks that they're taking away from him. And they invested so much time into this top lane to just lose it the way they just have and give that Ursa first blood. That's difficult because Darkseer isn't going to be able to, if they play this properly, he's not going to be able to approach this lane any longer whatsoever. As you can see this. Oh, is that? Oh.
He is going to just get away. I mean, he's lucky. One more touch from Crystallize would have been enough to push him over the edge, but couldn't quite get his claws on him. Yeah. And that would have been very painful, dying as soon as he comes back.
He cancelled one of the attacks as well there, didn't hit him, so unfortunate for Crystallize.
We are seeing in the mid lane, though, a very strong win at the moment for Bryle, 31-18 against the 22-4. I mean, it's as you said, you know, SF in this matchup, you'd expect to be able to do this, right? This is what you'd sort of expect to see from these two in a 1v1.
Even if he doesn't do well, he can still farm this medium camp very easily as an SF. So, well, the dudes that, yeah, you can farm the jungle, but not just yet. It's not really optimal. You want to be in the lane.
They're going to try and catch out for Ev again. He'll surge himself into the trees. Kinetic Field's going to be off the mark. Soneko, he does have the glimpse. Back he drags him. The surge coming to an end, of course. Paralyzing Cask won't hold back the bear.
March. No, this should be fine.
I mean, Crystallize not only having a free farm lane, also now getting involved in a couple of kills on the Darkseer.
This is perfect for NaVi because not only are you destroying Darkseer and making his life hell, you're also just completely forcing these supports to be on top. So the bottom lane, Mu, is being pressured as well. He's trying to fight into Blizzy, but he has to be careful.
Yeah, as soon as that rage wears off, has to keep his distance from these two.
Yeah, basically, the problem that J.Storm has right now is the fact that this Darkseer has been completely shut down and you have to commit into helping him so that because of that the Radiance on the Nyx is going to be delayed even further. In top lane.
Crystallize is going to do his best to chase it. The control again from Soneko with the kinetic field down, holding back March for a little bit. He's still running off. The Thunderstrike won't be enough to take him down. Crystallize gets one more touch though and that'll be the kill. Soneko able to juke around the two of them. Quick glimpse to break J.Storm away from himself. Will keep him safe. Bottom lane move. Trying to trade hits on to Blizzy. Does still have the rage to rely on if Blizzy and Chudu turn towards him. And Mu will back off. Mu's farm continues to look very good down here.
Yeah, they're basically winning two lanes.
They are.
Duza isn't really losing too hard. Yeah, like losing a little bit on the CS battle, but she's not being crushed. So, and you can see this cute usage of the courier on mid. He's also stacking as well. Magical is stacking mid lane on his own, so that's pretty good.
See, Bryle has managed to get his hands on a regen rune. Looks like he's going to head over to the jungle, take some of the neutrals away from NaVi's half of the map.
Definitely not a bad play, but he has to be careful as Chu and Soneko, they have smoked up and they are going towards mid. You can see this rotation right now.
Bryle, of course, positioned pretty aggressively at the moment. This would be a big kill. As we said, Bryle's been having a great start in CS. They want to slow him down, and they're going to give it a good shot as the kinetic field's down. Chu trying to set up the stun. May not even need to with the amount of magical damage coming out, but with the Voodoo Restoration, is it enough? They'll drag him back with a glimpse. Can Bryle still get away? Looks like he can. He'll be able to make it out of there thanks to March coming in, providing him the safety required to get himself away from the three-man gank.
That was very well executed by March there.
Same time down bottom, they see an opportunity to find Blizzy. J.Storm reading the movements of NaVi. They see it play mid. They know they can go aggressive bottom, and there's not going to be that backup required for the Sven.
J.Storm, they definitely needed this. This is a lifeline for them, honestly, because top lane has been horrible, bottom lane hasn't been won either.
Crystallize, I mean, he's not going to stop chasing this, and I like this build as well with the phase and the drums. Forev does get just far enough away underneath the tier 2 for him to get away. But yeah, with this build, none of the Midas rubbish as we hope not to see. Phase, drums, he's ready to fight, he's ready to beat up whoever comes into that top lane.
And on the bottom lane, we see Mu just fighting the two of them. He's fine.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah. Overall, I really like the fact that he didn't go for Midas on that Ursa as well. Yeah. Makes a lot of sense, considering you have a Duza in your lane, in your game, right? So.
Mu, on the other hand, I mean, this is still, I think, the way that you know, ideally, this is how you want to be playing the Lifestealer still. Midas into Radiance. There's no reason to change it up. There's a reason why. You know, this was sort of the original carry at the start of the Midas meta, where everyone was standing by Midas again, because it works so well on this hero.
We see two fights, one on Soneko, and on the bottom lane, Blizzy is gonna fall.
That's another kill for J.Storm down bottom. See if they can chase this, as they have the haste on March. He's running in. He's got the cask out. And the Maledict, a few right clicks to help that extra bit of damage. Is it going to be enough to push him over the edge? No, not with the Fairy Fire. Yeah, Soneko will be A-okay. He will be able to walk away.
Yeah, at the same time, Chu died to the Ancient stack on the bottom lane, and they also did get Blizzy, so J.Storm doing quite well right now.
Yeah, they're getting the steal on tower, at least a lot of pressure onto a mid. NaVi will defend it. TP comes in from Blizzy. So hiding in the trees for now. The tower falling pretty low. They're trying to bait J.Storm in for some action. March having to head back.
There's no glimpse, that's the problem. Disruptor is there, but his glimpse is still on 10 seconds of a cooldown, so they can't really catch the SF. And this SF is the pivoting point of J.Storm. Like, they need to play around him. He needs to... the fact that he didn't die mid when they ganked him is huge, because his mech isn't gonna be delayed. He has the buckler, he has the arcane boots. Once he gets those greaves, or at least the mech, they need to gather up around him and try to make some plays.
Yeah, Brawl and Mu are going to hit some very good timings this game on the Shadow Fiend and Lifestealer.
Yeah, Lifestealer, minute 11. He has that Midas completed, so pretty decent time.
Mu's done a great job down here on the bottom lane. And yeah, just the biggest difference being that top lane, where Forev had a start where they go for these creep skips. He gets punished as well, losing his life a few times. And as we've been seeing, Crystallize continue to get free farm. He's going to want to get the Blink Dagger, then that's when we're going to start seeing some movement from the Ursa. We're going to see Crystallize look to get in the face of the Lifestealer, try and pressure him at this point of the game where the Lifestealer has a Midas, but he doesn't have the Radiance. That's when you want to really get active as the Ursa. Mid lane, tier 1 tower. Crystallize, he's actually already going to start getting involved. As he TP's in, Static Storm and Kinetic Field's down, but it doesn't catch anybody. A bit of a whiff there from Soneko, unable to land the combo onto any of the three heroes.
Yeah, that glimpse wasn't really perfect because SF was just nearby, so...
Oh, and he even gets the tower hit! Underneath the noses of two of NaVi trying for the deny, Brawl just walks in and one-shots it.
That's a manly move right there.
I mean, Brawl is, yeah, honestly, Brawl and Mu's games so far have been pretty flawless. This mech is going to be one of the quicker mechs we've seen in pro gaming on an SF. He's had a great start to this game.
He's going to have it after the next two camps, so that mech is going to be like, what, 13 minutes in? It's pretty good.
And then it's a great answer to sort of heroes like the Ursa. Suddenly when the Ursa crystallizes, trying to go for plays, you are going to have that burst heal. And already, you know, the mech on top of the Voodoo Restoration, there are ways that J.Storm can save whoever's getting gone on by Crystallize. So if they can dive in, quick glimpse onto Fear. Fear will throw out the stun before he gets glimpsed out. Forever starting to dive the tower. Soneko's got the kinetic field to hold back Forever a little bit. As Soneko goes for the TP and will make it away. Nothing to cancel it. Forever, of course, not yet with a point in the vacuum.
He's gonna get away, but the tower cannot port.
No, it cannot.
They're gonna get another objective, basically because of this SF. He's just way too tanky right now to deal with. They need to, if they go on him, they need that Static Storm, but it has to be well executed.
And it's going sort of at the pace I think that J.Storm are happy with. But they know that they don't want to take this late against a Medusa. They're getting active and they'll continue to do so with that mech complete. they can go for the sort of the 5-man plays, or at least the 4-man, you know, open up the map, make sure that Moo's able to be on the opposite side. Staying on track to get that good Radiance timing, which it's looking to be. Midas and 1,200 gold into it 13 minutes in. It's still very good progress for the Lifestealer.
Yeah, that Lifestealer, they're trying to pressure him. You saw they had that Ursa there for like 30 seconds. He was just hiding behind the trees, but... Oh, Soneko. There we go.
Quick catch and setup from Fear. Allows Braille. Finish it off with a couple of raises.
Yeah, Fear can definitely make a lot of space in this game, especially once the infest bombs start. Like, all of these heroes, they fall pretty fast right now. I was wondering if maybe Nyx isn't even gonna go for Radiance, because you do have that Nyx, right? Without the Radiance, you can actually blow up even a Duza, but it is a risky move, definitely, to go for a different build right now.
Yeah, it just seems sort of so tried and tested. I mean, I think you're definitely right. You could theorycraft a lot of other ways to play the game as the Lifestealer, but it's definitely the safest one, especially when you've had an uninterrupted farm at this point of the game.
Some minus armor plus the SF, it could work out, but alright, he opts to go for the Radiances. He's gonna be that big late game carry for them. SF isn't gonna scale that well with the Mech Reeves build.
And I mean, overall, it's such a close game at the moment. I mean, you can see both position 1 and 2s pretty much at the same farm. Forever a little bit ahead of Blizzy on the 2 offlane rolls. I'm going to see the Death Ward drop down onto Blizzy, open wounds onto him as well, slowing him down in the range of it all. Magical has to pop the Stone Gates, but they've already lost Blizzy. There's J.Storm. They're going to look to try and chase him for more. They do get the glimpse back onto Moo, with the Rage already used, nothing to hold him in place. So Moo will be ripped back apart from NaVi.
Fear is looking for another target, just scouting out Chul right now, but there's no follow-up, sadly, for him.
And they have got sentries here, so...
He has to be careful a little bit. Okay, Virile did connect with him. They have this catapult. I wonder... Nah, they're not going to try.
It's just a question now if NaVi can sort of slow J.Storm down a bit, because they are absolutely going to need to, with the way J.Storm's playing. They need to buy time for this Dusa to get to the later portions of the game, because at the moment, J.Storm can do a pretty good job of grouping up and taking towers away from NaVi.
I think the problem for NaVi right now, which is very uncharacteristic for Soneko, has been his spell usage. They've whiffed that Static Storm a few times, and because of that, they didn't get a couple of very crucial kills. Like, they can fight right now, but they aren't really executing that well. However, the Duza isn't suffering, so it's not really that problematic for them.
Yeah.
At the same time, J.Storm, they have hit their timings. They have the Mag, they have the Midas on the Nyx, and they're looking to fight. They're definitely, as you can see, they're smoked up. They're gonna try and find someone in the dire jungle.
I'll see what they can find. Fear on the front lines. Scouting out any movements and...
Is he going for Meme Hammer? Meteor Hammer? Yeah, he is.
Yes, he's about 700 gold away from having it complete.
Yeah, it's not that bad on Nyx, honestly. It's a good follow-up. Yeah, it's a good follow-up after the Impale.
Yeah, because you have this setup already with the Vacuum. So Vacuum into the Impale and then into the Meteor Hammer, you are going to be able to hit these AoE combos because of Forever's Darks here. And it's the push, it's the pressure, right? We're talking about closing the game up before the Dusa gets to the later portions. This is what you need, an extra bit of siege, and a Meteor Hammer's going to offer that.
Look at that. Frost armor on absolutely everyone.
I mean, they could just sort of push like this. I mean, Mui's very close to having Relic. Yeah. They take a few more towers, he gets Relic, he gets Radiance. It's not going to be easy for NaVi to stop that sort of a push with Radiance, Greaves, Meteor Hammer, all these sort of tools coming together.
They want to defend this bottom tower as well. They already rotated 2 supports. Let's see how they're going to start it. Fear does not have his ult.
Let's see what they can do. They've got the car set up onto the Ursa. Death Ward as well down. Crystallize. He's going to turn. He's going to try and get his hands onto Fear. Fear does get caught in the Static Storm. They'll glimpse for her back, but Fear, he's actually still alive. He's not going to force Spike Carapace out. Fear, he gets himself away as they turn things around. J.Storm get the kill on the Sven. Double kill for Mu as he chases down Chu as well. J.Storm playing a step ahead of NaVi this game, and 2 kills for Mu like that. He's going to have the Relic. He's about 700 gold away from having the Radiance.
Yeah, strategically just very well played by J.Storm. First and foremost, they take down that tier 2 on top, but they aren't showing everyone. And the 2 supports, they port back to the tier 1 bottom from the fog. So NaVi does not know who ported. Then the rest of them port to the shrine and just pincer them. Like, very well played by
that is not an easy tower to hold. You know, we see time and time again teams when they do try and go for that tier 1 Radiant safe lane hold, they lose it. But J.Storm, they're able to pull it off.
Should be fine.
It's got to be.
Yeah, it's a tower you don't even defend most of the time.
You normally let it go. J.Storm realizing they have the edge and they can make these moves to take that sort of a defense. And in this game as well, we sort of asked at the start, skipping the creeps at the top, allowing Crystallize to get the farm, is that really what you want to do? And it looks like it is, because Crystallize, even though he had those items early on, he's not actually been able to do anything with it. He's falling behind a little bit on the Ursa.
He did get the BKB now, and with that BKB, with this smoke, perhaps they can
yeah. Let's have a look.
Perhaps they can find some fights. Or maybe even go for Rosh. Let's see. They do have the BKB, so he isn't really afraid of the J.Storm's initiation any longer. Fear is lurking, though.
If they get a sweet vacuum into an Impale, it could buy good time to set up for the raises. Mu has that Radiance.
Oh, that's scary. Good timing, actually. Just in the time for this Rosh fight.
Let's see what they do. March heads in to check things out. Already tries to be a pop. Blizz, he's able to get the two-man stun off though, and the static storm's down. Bro's caught in the middle of it all, and that's Bro dead. They've lost the SF. The Ursa's on top of Feref. That's 2 dead on J.Storm. NaVi striking hard with the BKB on the Ursa, and Crystallizing, chasing for more. March ripped apart.
That's Rosh. That's instantly into the Rosh pit and take it. This is the only fight that they needed, honestly. They lost most of these fights earlier, and these engagements, it looked scary for NaVi, but that BKB from Ursa is actually really good.
Yeah.
A smart choice. And Bryle, yeah, you are tanky, you do have those greaves, but I think they still need to initiate the Darkseer and Nyx.
Oh, unfair. He has come in. He's coming with Mu. They're trying to do something about this Roshan, but Fear's he's in trouble. The Stone Gaze from Magical pushing them back. Fear does manage to still stay alive for now. Choose hunting for him. Spike Carapace. Procs on the Diabolic Edict and will hold back the Leshrac, but the Roshan's down. Magical grabs the Aegis. See if they can kill him a couple of times, though. He's very low on the Medusa. They'll bring him down the once. Can they do it again? March and Mu looking towards him, and with the raises from Bryle, it should be a decent amount of damage. Rage on Mu as he surges forward, chases down the Medusa. Manta Star will not save Magical, as they may get the Roshan and the Aegis, but at least for J.Storm, they're able to quickly take it away. Get that kill on the Medusa. Overall, though, you can see on the net worth that the game has evened up. It was starting to edge the way of J.Storm with those item timings, about a 3k lead. Now it's down to a 1k. It's still a very close game between these two teams.
Yeah, taking that Aegis away from NaVi instantly after they picked it up is going to make the game a lot easier for J.Storm. Yeah, they risked it a bit, running in like that with Nyx and Nyx. They look a little bit risky, but you're a Nyx, you have your rage, you just delay the time for your team to come.
Oh, no doubt about it. Yeah, Mu has no reason to really be scared about going in like that. He's going to be feeling pretty invincible at the moment, going back for the armlet as well after the Radiance, so that extra bit of tankability. And we already talked about sort of the lack of ways to control him through the rage. If he gets that rage off and with the armlet, it's going to be so hard to kill Mu. And already Mu nearly finding the open moves onto Chu there. Chu's going to do his best to try and juke this down. Does have Blizzy by his side, so Mu won't be able to chase any further.
He basically feels invincible, right? With that rage, you can always TP out, so you don't really care too much about these heroes. You can just rush them down. However, there is a smoke again. You don't really want to rush into the Witch Doctor.
No,
that's not really your target.
That's not the jump you want to make.
Yeah.
Not at all. You want to find something bigger. Space is being made for Magical. Magical, a few hundred gold away from having the BKB, so feeling the pressure, knows that he has to build relatively defensively to be able to turn up to the fights on the Medusa, getting the Manta and the BKB. I just got to see Mu go straight towards Magical. The fight's going to split up. Fear has the stun. Meteor Hammer's going to be coming down straight onto the two of them. The wall's out as well. As J.Storm, they've found Blizzy. Crystallized with the BKB trying to commit, but this Death Ward placement is doing so much damage to them from the sidelines as March cleans up with the Death Ward, takes the kill onto the Disruptor. Mu dives in, finds Chu. 3 dead on NaVi as J.Storm pull off another fantastic fight there as NaVi try and go head-to-head with them. But even though it was on NaVi's side of the map, J.Storm were able to use those choke points fantastically to their advantage.
That Meteor Hammer, man. Did you see that? Like, perfect execution by the Darkseer and Nyx, honestly, there. And then the Witch Doctor's ward follow-up onto the Ursa. He just had to back out instantly. Because of that, they do lose the 2 supports, which isn't really that horrible. You still have the Duza, but they lose them on their side of the map. And once you lose these heroes on your side of the map, you instantly lose a tower and an objective afterwards.
Oh yeah, I mean,
or even two.
Just look at the state of the map at the moment. You know, 23 minutes in, NaVi yet to take a tower, whereas J.Storm, they're about to take NaVi's final tier 2.
Yeah, they're definitely utilizing their power spikes properly here, fighting.
They're playing the timings perfectly, J.Storm.
Exactly.
They had a very clear idea this game, and so far, you're certainly feeling it. By no means is this game over for NaVi, of course. As we say, they do have this Deucer. They've got this very strong high ground hold, but it's absolutely going to get to the point where that high ground defense is going to be tested by J.Storm.
This is their problem. This is their biggest issue. Every single smoke.
Oh! They jump in, instant stun, perfect lockdown there. They get the follow-up from Chu. Mu gets caught out.
That's it. I was just about to finish that sentence. But every single smoke has failed so far.
That's a big one.
And they instantly get one right off.
I mean, you know, I guess Mu, as you said, knowing that NaVi have struggled to find pickoffs with the smokes, he was just feeling a little cocky, going out on his own in the mid lane. Did not expect NaVi to make that quick play out of the base. But they do. That's Mu out of the game for still 30 more seconds as NaVi will take the tier 1 tower. Now they'll strike back for more, getting ready to push onto a tier 2. They're making moves themselves now.
They're definitely feeling empowered with this BKB finished on Duza and the blink on Ursa. They can just run them down, they can jump onto them, so it's pretty good. That was very well executed by them as well, that smoke. Now they can just fall back, chill a bit, get that Duza some more farm, perhaps that's Skadi. If you are J.Storm though, you do not have downtime. You need to go, you need to punish them straight away.
You need to keep going as J.Storm.
This is the part of the game in which these smokes become a bit harder, and I wonder if they're going to be able to utilize them properly, as you have taken all your objectives now, right? And because of that, NaVi is going to be playing a little bit more passive. They're going to be rounding themselves up around that Duza. They're going to be keeping their lines tight. And as you can see, that smoke ended up in what? Nothing. They had to fall back. So now it's on NaVi to not play in a way too of a greedy way. Just follow that Duza around, let her farm. If the fight comes to you, then you fight on a proper position, but that's about it. And it might just happen here.
If Magical gets another item or two, he is going to really be this big old beast on the Deucer. I mean, already, as we see, you know, he is at the top. As you say, having this BKB and Manta, he's a hard target to take down. He really is, unless they can get sort of that opening catch onto him, find him out alone, but and out of position. But as it's been for sort of the last 6 minutes or so, NaVi have played very smart, sticking together as 5 for the most part, and not letting anybody get caught out.
Yeah. Those BKBs, as you mentioned, are a little bit passive, but they're basically keeping them in the game. If they went for anything else, if they went for a little bit of a greedier build on Ursa and Duza, they would have been crushed so far.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, the NaVi don't need to build to win at this moment in the game. They just need to build not to lose. And
exactly.
Having these defensive items is certainly going to be what's required to keep the game going. As top there. I mean, Fear landing this setup perfectly. The stun into Meteor Hammer providing enough time to kill the Ursa off before he can react at all. And now the Deucer, he gets dragged back, but he has to pot the BKB Magical. He's already lost a hefty bit of mana. He'll turn towards March. March getting surged up. Can he get himself away? Glimpse back on him, at March with a Voodoo Restoration will stay alive. They'll get into the base, kill off the Disruptor. Magical pops the Stone Gaze, but he's going to be out to be a bit careful after that, as he won't have Stone Gaze, he won't have BKB. J.Storm, they can push on. Up to the high ground they go. Mu, he's ready to go straight in. He knows that Magical's already used 2 of his defensive capabilities. So Mu can play aggressive. They're onto the tier 3 tower here. Crystallize, he doesn't want to buy back. He's going to be back in 10 seconds. The tower taken. J.Storm, they're onto the racks. Can NaVi slow this down at all? They're trying to step forward. Blizzy has to blink back. They're losing the melee racks 27 minutes in. As Fear finding that opening, seeing the Ursa out of position. They'll get the objective. They'll get out as well. NaVi, they can't really try and jump for this. They've just got to accept their loss on that top lane. But boy, it's a painful one. Iraq's down. J.Storm continuing to stick to the plan and keep those timings going.
Yeah, even though NaVi has itemized passively, when they fight, it feels like they they don't think that they have, right? They fight like they have the power to fight, but they don't really. You have that static storm, your Ursa is dead, you don't have any sort of damage to kill off anyone on the side of J.Storm. They just have way too much of utility onto them.
Yeah.
So you just have to let them go. If that Ursa died, I think they had to fight that fight a lot more passively. Just stay on the high ground, just try to defend. Do not waste any of your ultimates until that Ursa is up. Because if you're fighting J.Storm there, you're basically forcing Ursa to buy back, which he obviously does not want to do.
No, not at all. Yeah, because if he buys back at that point of the game, then you sort of as a team put yourself in that very rocky position. If Crystallized dies once more, the game could pretty much be over. You have to accept your loss of that Rax, as painful as it is.
And he doesn't have that Midas, so every single loss for him is huge. It's much bigger than usual.
Yeah, it's going to keep him held back behind the farm of Bryle and Moo, who's still in that second and third spot just behind Magical's Medusa. Roshan's going to be back up in 20 seconds. We're going to see that be the next point where both teams are going to clash for sure. As last time around, as we saw at NaVi, they did get the Rosh and the Aegis, but J.Storm were quick to come into the fight afterwards and take that Aegis away from them.
This Ursa didn't really get another item in quite a long while. He has that Blink, no Basher yet, while the BKB is done on SF.
Oh, look at this wraparound from J.Storm.
So
it does get scanned out though. NaVi know that something is going on in this jungle. We'll see who's going to get jumped on first as Moo heads in. Blizzy instantly blinks out. The wall's going to be dropped down, only gets onto Magical, but already they'll take out the squishy kill. Go forward onto the Disruptor. Crystallized pots the BKB, try to look for Bryle, but Bryle in the sideline goes for the BKB. The Stone Gaze will hold him down as they've lost fear. Bryle still gets the Requiem off. 50% damage reduction is spread about. Magical, he's trying to come in with the BKB, but March with that Death Ward, the physical damage, bringing Magical down incredibly loose. Moo gets the double, and J.Storm, they can fight on. 3 dead on NaVi. Crystallized trying for the TP out. Will he make it away? He does. But J.Storm again taking the good trade. 3 heroes dead on NaVi. J.Storm will only lose 2. And Moo continues to be this incredible beast on the lifestealer that they just cannot deal with.
Yeah, the way J.Storm wraps around with that smoke, even though they got scanned, they still fight the fight in just such a perfect way that they win it. But NaVi, they just don't have the items right now that are necessary to fight J.Storm off. No. That's the biggest issue. Yeah, you do have your BKBs, but your Duza did not get that Skadi. Your Ursa does not have that Basher. It's very hard for you to fight through Crimson Guards, through Greaves, through Witch Doctors, heal. Like, you just do not possess the damage that's necessary to take down any of these J.Storm's heroes. Yeah, you do take down Bryle, but it took you so much time. He did manage to get his Requiem off, so honestly, if you are NaVi, you need to calm down a bit, get those items, but they're in such a difficult spot right now.
They've got to try and go for a play here, NaVi, but I don't know if they're going to get the chance, because already out the pit. Fear with the setup stun, catches out. Snakeco's Disruptor, and now Blizzy in a world of pain as Moo just runs him down with the Radiance Burn. Another 2 kills for Moo's Lifestealer.
Back to the pit.
It's what a brilliant time to secure another 2 kills. As this Rosh, NaVi, very little ways to do anything about it. They're on the opposite side of the map at the moment. They know that they can't contest this. As this will be Aegis and Cheese for J.Storm. They can get back on and look to try and push for another set of melee racks.
I can understand why Blizzy and Soneko tried to do something there, just to delay the pit perhaps, delay that rush. But honestly, you really couldn't. Like, you just have to wait for these items. As you can see, Duza is going for that MKB first, apparently, and even though he did buy that ultimate orbit.
He did, yes. Yeah. A bit of sort of, you know, even Magical at this point, he's panicking. Yeah. He doesn't know what does he get, what does it for him here.
He put the Skadi on hold because he's just not hitting these heroes through that Radiance Burn, right?
The pressure's on for Magical, a lot of weight on him to carry this for NaVi. They do have that, the state that it is.
They do have that Basher on Crystallized, so perhaps with his Basher they can jump on DSF, let's say, and blow him up before he uses Requiem, but it's gonna be so hard for them.
It's just such the fights are so hard for NaVi as well, because they have these 2 supports that are just getting run over now at this point. You know, a Disruptor and a Leshrac do absolutely nothing against a Raged Surged Lifestealer. Moves just instantly on top of every fight. And they're dead in a couple of hits. Sure, bottom lane, the creeps will do something for NaVi, get that tower, but NaVi 8k behind. And Moo's Lifestealer, I mean, anytime you see a game at 32 minutes with the Lifestealer ahead of Medusa, you've got to be worried for the side relying on that Medusa. Moo has just played the game perfectly.
Yeah, and he has that cheese right now, the Aegis is on SF, so they can basically just surge the Lifestealer and make him go on to the Duza, force her back.
Well, here we go. MKB complete.
MKB is completed. It's a small step in the right direction, but it's not really... It's not exactly what they need to win these fights. They need more.
They can't afford to lose another set of racks, NaVi. They've got to hold the game in this position. As Mu, you see it, charging straight away for Chu, as Chu will be safe for now. The Warcry does give him enough protection, but now they'll try for the glimpse back. Quick invest from Mu. Will be able to duke it out. Even throws out a laugh as well on the Lifestealer.
Yeah, they did take down that tower almost.
Mu just got back in. Does actually get caught up at the start, but the vacuum's there onto the four of them. They'll try and turn as the Requiem is out, though, reducing the damage output of NaVi. Stone Gates does connect onto the two of them, holding them in place, and they'll lose the Darks here. Brail's in trouble as well. He has that Aegis to rely on for the second life. As Mu into the base, open wounds onto Chu. Chu falls. Another 2 kills for Mu. Chu buys back. Seneko does not have buyback available. Fortification is popped, and J.Storm will back up a little bit for now. They are without their Darkseer.
Yeah, they may just hold here. Let's see. Darkseer is 40 seconds away, so maybe you don't really want to pressure without him. He does have that Crimson Guard, which is necessary, but if they manage to get those...
Fear?
Yeah,
the stun. Lizzie does jump forward and Crystallize. He's trying to commit straight away. He's in there onto Fear. Will find the next assassin. BKB has been popped by Brail as he turns with the razors onto Crystallize. Get marched with the Death Ward. A lot of damage out on the Crystallize. Crystallize is dead. Mu low on the mana. He's got the armor toggles, but the stun. The glimpse back. They've caught Mu. They've killed him. J.Storm overstaying their welcome, and NaVi striking at them hard. As in the trees, March will be found. Chu chases the Witch Doctor down. As J.Storm getting a little ahead of themselves there. I mean, we said it ourselves. They lose for Rev. They could have reset. They could have played it a little chill, but they tried to keep forcing the action whilst they were without one of their cores.
They were way too eager to finish that tier 3. I think they were way too eager to finish the game because they saw Duza finish MKB, and they're like, all right, if we get him, the game is over. He has no buyback. We can just take the side. The problem, however, is when Fear went in, he used the Carapace a little bit too late, and that split shot did not connect onto him, and Duza didn't get stunned. So they couldn't really commit, and then the Nyx dies, obviously, instantly after as he's out of position.
Oh, Brail found in the jungle. NaVi not just settling with a good hold, getting immediately active, and Brail, he was not ready.
Was definitely not ready, and after failing that push, losing that test
for Rev, if he gets bashed right in, he does! Oh, first hit bash from Crystallize. Gets for Rev, they'll drag him back, the surge will wear off. Oh my goodness, J.Storm, they're crumbling. They still have to lead this game, but NaVi doing their best to put J.Storm back in their place.
You can definitely see that the pressure is getting to them a little bit, but NaVi is also playing this so well under pressure. They were struggling so hard to defend that high ground. Yersa died, but instantly after they take down Forever and Brail.
Look at this money as well. Magical, he's got the Skadi now on top of the MKB. And now they're the ones outside the base of J.Storm.
Yeah, they have, what, 30 more seconds without Forever, so they definitely do have a shot at this tower at least. I think they're gonna fall back though. Like, Chu is so low on mana, I think you just fall back. You play it a bit calmer than J.Storm did. You did see what happened to J.Storm after going for that high ground, so...
I mean, and as you say, you can definitely, you know, watching it, it looks like J.Storm, they should have backed, but we know that with their lineup, they do feel the pressure, J.Storm, to end this game soon. They know that this Dusa, whatever they do, he's going to have his items. And he does. You know, Magical, 21k net worth. He's got the MKB, he's got the Skadi. That is what J.Storm were worried about. Because now with these two items, she does do the damage, and she does have that control through the rage. You have that Skadi slow, that Mu, he's no longer sort of going to be able to get on top of people after the surge ends.
Those two plays basically evened the game out. Right? The high ground defense that they successfully did, and then these two kills onto the SF and the Darkseer, they completely evened the game out. Yeah, there's still a side down, but it doesn't really matter. You have a Duza.
Exactly. You're 37 minutes in, your Dusa's as farmed as Magical is.
Yeah, so
you have that high ground hold. Yeah, Last time they pushed, J.Storm struggled to take the tier 3 in the racks. Next time, it's not going to be an easier position for J.Storm to try and push with. It's only going to get harder for them. Yeah. They do have the Hex on Forever, so if he can get in, you know, ideally, who are you looking to get disabled immediately out of the fight? Do you want to counterplay the Ursus jump in, or are you straight in onto the Dusa?
Honestly, the first thing that you do is just you rage this Nyx with Surge, and you just send him in to give as much info as possible.
Yeah.
and afterwards you can decide on who you want to jump to, obviously. That Dusa would be a perfect pick-off for them if they manage to get her first, but she is the tankiest one, so it is difficult. If you get these supports out though, like Suneko and Lesh, that's probably the best option for you. Especially with Nyx, you can just blow them up. The thing is though, this game has completely equalized. It can go either way right now.
It absolutely
it's
can.
all about the team fights and the execution.
I mean, this is, this is what you want to see in these best of ones. Both teams just fighting for their lives, and it being as close as this one is. As another mistake from J.Storm could absolutely tip this entirely in Navi's favor.
Middle tower is under attack.
They are pressuring this mid tower. They are lurking about, but oh, there we go. The smoke is here.
And this is all too much a familiar situation for, we've seen Na'Vi many times just carry games with Magical's Medusa, where they have a bit of a slow, rocky start, where they are a set of racks down. Magical, one of the strongest Medusa players at the moment. You can rely on him to take the game on his shoulders at this stage of the game.
It's definitely one of his heroes, and Navi just plays so well around the Dusa. Dusa is like one of the top picks in the CIS overall. I think VP loves to pick that Dusa too.
It's just one of those heroes that if you make a throw move against, it hurts so much. Just giving that extra to this hero that has such a sort of a high ceiling in terms of where she can go with the late game and itemization.
Especially if you don't have a real counter to her later on. No. That hero just takes over.
Yeah, because it's not just a Dusa that you're playing against late game, it's the fact you have a lifestealer. This hero does not want to be fighting against a Dusa that's 6-slotted.
Here we go. This is gonna be the fight.
Now on the high ground, J.Storm.
Their positioning is just flawless right now. They're holding that high ground, not moving away from it. It's very hard for Navi to go up there. Oh, Disillusion bait.
They're not going to fall for it. They don't know straight away.
Just Magical. But the moment Magical showed himself, they know exactly where Navi is.
They know that everyone's behind him.
You instantly know. At this point in the game, 14 minutes in though, I believe that J.Storm has a much better map control and positioning as they are hovering around Rosh. And you can see that it's going to be up in 20 seconds.
And they can take it quickly themselves. They have this AC, they have the SF and lifestealer physical damage. They've got all the items needed.
At this point, every hero hits hard, right? Yeah. So you can take down that Rosh any given way. But it's very important for them to keep this part of the map occupied. It's one of the reasons why Radiant has an advantage. It's the fact that you can hover around here.
Magically stepping up. They've got the Red Crim, the Death Fort down. They're going to look to try and go. Blizzy's in with the two-man stun. BKB, the God Straight popped as well. They'll go for the vacuum play on the wraparound moves, trying to make the beeline for Chu, but he can't kill Chu off. He'll go towards Suneko. Get the kill onto him. Buyback immediately from Fear. Magical tries to chase down with the Stone Gaze, but J.Storm turn around. Brawl turns for the raises, tries to man to dodge the stun, but he won't be able to do so. Crystallizes on top of him. Crystallize fully low, but he has the ultimate. Has to back off now as Brawl's pot the BKB. Spike Carapace from Fear. It trips up the Lesh rack. He turns. Fear to stun onto the Medusa. Can they get the damage out to required to kill Magical though? Magical's already killed off both Forev and March. March bites back again. Fear. Hammer is going to be out and down onto Magical, but Magical Manta style dodges the hammer. It doesn't matter though. Magical still dies. As Na'Vi lose 4. J.Storm. They do commit 3 buybacks, but Roshan is up. Na'Vi have 4 heroes on the sidelines.
Now it's all about Navi's decision-making. Do we buy back? Do we fight here? We do not have that top shrine, so it's very hard for them. It's very hard for them to port in and instantly take the Rosh fight. This is probably just Rosh for J.Storm right here.
Let's see this again. As Na'Vi, they get the kills, but you can see J.Storm are not hesitant to buy back at this point of the game. Because of the map control and because of their awareness that Roshan is there, they know as long as they can take a trade in the team fight, they're going to get the Roshan for themselves. It's going to be that Aegis and Cheese and Refresher shot.
That ward there on the cliff just gave them all the info that they needed.
Buybacks have got to come out. Magical, he's had to buy back for this one. If he goes down again, the game's going to be over.
Dire structures are fortified.
It's March. He's getting slowed up by the Scud. He's got the Vita Restoration. Does get glimpsed back, March. A little bit of a tough position for him to be in. They've got the Grease. Magical bots the BKB. They've killed off the Witch Doctor. Moo tries to come in onto Magical. Magical down to half health and half mana, but J.Storm, they've got the racks now. They've got to try and do their best to get out. Blizzy, perfect 2-man stun though. The Static Storm as well. Brawl pots the BKB, gets himself out of there, but Forever's dead. They're 2 dead on J.Storm. They cannot afford to lose any of these cores. Brawl turns with the raises. Moo, he's toying with them. He's got to be careful. Only 3 alive on J.Storm, and as you say, with the buybacks being used before, they can't risk losing anyone else here, J.Storm, so they'll back off.
They're completely fine with this, though. They take down a side and go back.
They got the racks. They got the racks. 2 sets of racks now taken away from NaVi.
Yeah, Magical is getting closer and closer to that butterfly, but honestly, at this point, you're 2 racks is down, 2 sides down. That's not easy. Even with that butterfly, I don't think it's going to be easy.
Look how much money Moo's rocking at this point. Taking these racks, getting these kills. 16, 2, and 7. Honestly, this seems to be one of the best lifestealer games I've seen from Moo in quite a while. From anyone, in fact. He's just played it perfectly.
It was such a good game for him.
Yeah.
That, in these fights, though, Old Man Fear, he's doing so much with those mana burns. Honestly, once that BKB is down on Doza, he just wails on her.
Oh yeah, I mean, we saw then in that last fight, him buying back, getting back in there. That's what allowed them to kill Magical. If they don't kill Magical in that trade, suddenly NaVi have the Medusa alive, and they can contest that Roshan. But Fear quick-wittingly gets back in.
What's happening with NaVi? Have they smoked up? They are moving very aggressively right now, but it seems like J.Storm, they have learned their lesson this time around, and they are playing a little bit more passively. All right, NaVi just gonna push in.
There we go. Quick stun to set up onto Medusa. A few raises as well from Magical.
That's it. Bye-bye, NaVi. Go back.
Yeah, they can't push yet. It's far too risky. Save it a little bit more Moo. It's got the MKB done. Just picking up the Demon Edge from the side shop will get it out to him. So now he's got the answer to that newly found butterfly on Magical.
Yeah, and he's also going to have a buyback after that Aegis. So they're looking really strong right now. They're in a very
Commit straight away with the BKB. They'll look towards Fear. Fear, he's trying to get himself away, but he's trapped in the static storm. Bashed up by Crystallized. Fear is dead. They found one, but the Hex is there.
Oh, the vacuum!
Oh, it's beautiful from Forever. The setup allowing them to get Crystallized, get Blizzy out of the game. Buybacks coming out for the 2 members of NaVi, but J.Storm, they're not done yet. Moo charging forward on towards Magical. Magical does get Glimmer Cape. They'll keep him separated for now. Moo turns towards Crystallized. There's a dieback on the Ursa. Triple kill
They're
for
destroying
Moo as
them.
he's diving towards the fountain. Jewel fall. GG is called, and J.Storm will take this best of 1, knocking NaVi down and out. And J.Storm, I mean, coming into this matchup, I did not expect to see players like that. This was an incredible performance from this team. They've had some rough showings, but to be fair, they were in a pretty tough group. What, Secret, Liquid, Keen Gaming, they come into this playoff section, and their first showing against NaVi here in the studios was nothing less than impressive.
Yeah, just a great performance by them. Honestly, I didn't expect it.
No,
we talked during the drafting stage, like their draft is so much harder to execute. They have to do everything right. And honestly, besides that high ground push, in which NaVi did come back a little bit, everything else was pretty much flawless from their side. Darkseer did struggle a little bit in the lane, but they knew what they had to do, and that Nyx was just also a very good pick for them versus the Doza.
I can't believe how well Moo played it. It was perfect. It was absolutely perfect. And he's a lifestealer in a game against an Ursa and a Medusa. I mean, I guess I don't know much, but
no,
those heroes are normally pretty good against the lifestealer.
Exactly.
But Moo, he didn't give a damn. He played it absolutely beautifully. J.Storm as a whole, as you say, sure, sort of maybe a bit apprehensive with their early attempts on the mid push, but other than that, they just did everything right.
No,
they looked terrifying.
The way Moo played, I'm just impressed, honestly. Considering he has been pressured on that lane by Sven and Lesh all the time, he had good... What was it, like minute 11 Midas? Even though he was left alone on that lane, everyone else was just helping Darkseer.
11-minute Midas and then 19-minute Radiance.
19-minute Radiance, pretty solid, pretty good. After all, every single item was proper. He was surging in like a madman because he knew they can't really do anything to him, so very well played by him. And the whole team, the execution was just very good.
And NaVi just unable to hold them off long enough to get to some point where they were just able to easily take fights. The execution just that much tighter from J.Storm to end that one up as J.Storm take the series 1-0 here in this best of one. The brutal games beginning, and J.Storm not messing around this morning. Some fantastic stuff from them.
Yeah, indeed. That was definitely an exciting game to watch. Thank you so much for that, guys. We were wrong. I am happy to be proven wrong for this one.
Yeah.
This was a super exciting start of the day.
Yeah. Rest in peace to our boys in yellow, NaVi. Sad to see them go out of the major. But that was the J.Storm that I've been waiting to see. That was the move that I have been dreaming of for quite some time.
You know what the moo is that you have been dreaming of?
No.
You know who the moo is that you've been dreaming of? Yes! Thomas, can you please play in Moo? Hello, sir. What?
Hey.
Hello, sir.
I don't think we've ever met, Bulldog.
Yeah, hello.
Hello. I watch your stream every morning.
Good, and you can learn a lot from it. I know I influence the pro gamers a lot.
Hey, Moo. Hey, good to see you again, old DC buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Back again.
Do you ever shave for these events, or like?
I'm actually on a strike right now.
Oh, okay.
I'm not shaving until they update artifacts.
Oh.
Good luck to me.
Yeah.
Hey, you're looking good, Moo.
How are you doing, Moo?
I'm good right now. Yeah.
Let's start from the beginning. This game, I must admit, we didn't believe in the draft as much. What made your draft work for you so well? Because you lose all the way.
It's just practice, really. Yeah, I think we all, you gotta buy into a draft as a team, so we all bought into it, and yeah, it's practice. We had answers for what we knew they'd pick, so.
Was this the way that you thought the draft was going to go? Like you knew that that NaVi would go for the Medusa Ursa combo, or that was something that you had in mind?
Yeah, I think that we studied them, and when they pick this Ursa, they go for a mid carry. So the only one they really have is the Medusa.
Jake, are you okay?
I just like being around Moo. It's been a long time. But I'm going to ask you, I'm going to use some foul language here, so kids, please mute the stream. But I'm going to ask you a real basic bitch question right now.
Okay.
However, I feel like it is warranted. What changed between yesterday and today? I don't want to upset you, but whew, there was some garbage stuff yesterday. Now you guys are back. That was some strong stuff today, baby. What's different?
I mean, it wasn't our strongest still through, but, you know, we lit some candles, held hands, sang some songs.
Wow.
It's just a better atmosphere, and again, just like buying into the team and the draft. So, like, you can't let the pressure get to you, and you can't, like, start doubting your teammates, and you just have to trust in each other, you know? Okay. That was the difference.
Follow-up question for you. Now, I'm used to seeing you on these, like, crazy go-at-em heroes, the Timbersaw, the other thing, and you've been kind of moving away from that now. Getting more
Timbersaw, the other thing?
There's only one hero there.
There's other examples. Trying to use your time wisely. Been playing more like, you know, life stealers, like the slow boys, the let me farm boys. I mean, I don't know.
There was like one of the fastest heroes in the game now.
Flax? Come on.
Well, he moves fast, but I'm saying like the build-up, it's not as flashy. You just go in, you hit things.
Oh.
Not a lot of flash. You care all about flash, or you really just care about winning games?
I mean, I've changed roles, so usually I have to buy the bigger items, and I need to, you know, do what my team needs me to do, and that's, my team's the one that builds the small stuff, and then I get to build, you know, the slow, as you say, boring items.
But do you like it, though?
I mean, not always.
You gotta do what you gotta do to win.
Pro Dota's not always fun, but like winning is good, so.
Winning is fun.
Yeah, winning is fun.
And it looked like you were winning quite a lot. Like when you got the ratings, you were like super strong. You took a little bit bad fight at Roche, that kind of, but then you kind of got it back again, but then you died at the mid lane again. Was there like, it's a time where you felt like you were losing?
I mean, we felt like we threw a little bit. I don't think we ever thought we couldn't win the game, but we definitely were like, okay, well, now the game's much harder than it needs to be. That was...
Yeah, there were a few hiccups, but you won in the end. That's all that matters.
I mean, you can't let that stuff get you down. Like, I died mid, and I was like, oh, shit, team, I fucked up. And they're like, it's okay, they still win.
Yeah.
And that comes back to trusting your team and buying into the draft, right?
Yeah.
We have a replay as well, and we're going to take a look at this clip specifically. You can't draw on it this time, but please Tell us what's happening. Talk me through
Look at you,
it.
Moo. Look how quick you are.
Can I
Now-
use this?
No, you can't.
it's
It's broken at the moment.
Don't worry about it. But Moo, one thing
blue
that we
screens.
did see that's highlighted in this clip is you just piercing that back line. As soon as you can, you go for that disruptor. You're going for literally everybody. Is that on your mind, or you're just going for whatever target you can?
Yeah, I think the only way I die this game is if I get disruptor ulted. So I said surge me, and then I ran in and found this disruptor. As soon as I found him or saw him or my smoke popped, I'd push rage so he couldn't kill me.
Yep.
Because they don't have any way of stopping me. I have so much armor, Ursa can't hurt me anymore, so... Yeah,
Pretty
that was...
textbook stuck there. Now, I know you guys, it's very interesting to have you in the studio being able to hear you guys talking, but we'll go to that later. But you knew he was in there. You were screaming, Ursa's in there, got him. But anyway, here you are again, mister.
That's where you have the refresher shard from the third Roshan, which kind of changes the
Yeah,
fight around here.
we were kiting BKBs. We knew that the Nyx was the best target to get gone on, and then...
Watch this freaking sick vacuum. Here we go. Oh, baby.
Oh,
Into the wall, into the big V for victory right there. That's hype.
Yeah. I mean, the first wall was a little Ellie giggle, but...
It was a zoning wall.
it was the sieging wall.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the strength of the Dusa wall, though, right? He did get her, and she was sieging pretty good for you guys.
Yeah, Dusa has a hard time getting out of the wall. She's a slug.
Jesus. Well, that's great.
Who do you think Twitch voted for MVP for your team?
No, I had the most kills, so probably me.
it has to be fear.
Was it fear? I mean, I would...
What did Twitch that say? It is Twitch, and
fair.
after all, they
Let's
haven't
go.
been the kindest. Sometimes to just go for the losing team. Now they
There we
went
go.
fair. All right.
Oh, there you go. See?
18%,
was
that's not too
close.
bad.
That's pretty
I
strong.
mean, usually it's like 90 and then one person... has
Correct. Yeah.
It's like 2% over everyone else's one, you know?
Yeah.
So you're a close second.
I mean, Fear was definitely MVP this game. He was the hero that made our draft work, and he played it very well. You know,
He had some 6 stunts.
built the right items, rotated well. He did his job. He did his job.
Did look pretty
Yeah.
goofy at the beginning, though.
Did it?
He was chasing that disruptor
I mean,
around.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
just- what do you do as Nyx at the beginning?
Yeah, that is.
Yeah, apparently you chase down a disruptor, make sure he's level 1 at what, minute 5 or something?
Yeah,
Yep.
help the boys.
All right, Moo, thank you for joining us.
Yeah,
I'm gonna let you get back to your team, and we'll see you in a couple of days.
I hope
And
so.
into the best of 3s. And yeah, I'm gonna have Thomas play you out.
Do I leave now? Oh,
Do you leave now? You leave the microphone behind, please.
Bye, Boo.
Bye.
Bye.
Get our friendship.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, through the door.
Bye, Boo.
That's the only way out of the studio. What do you mean?
I don't like that guy.
I love him.
Very nice.
All right. That is that's it. That's the head of the tournament. The first best one's behind us. Of course, that also means that NaVi is hereby eliminated from the Stockholm Major. So, unfortunate results for them. I did think that they had a pretty decent run. It was a close game. Take a look at the bracket. No, okay. You guys, you gotta be giving me something here.
Well,
No, they
Dude,
took
no.
19. Well, they had a decent group stage at least. They beat EG one game.
They
nice.
took a game off EG. They took a game. They took a series off of Chaos.
oh,
Doesn't
wow.
bode well for them. Chaos is also in that lower bracket, and they're actually up against Liquid, I think, in the first series. So that's going to be a tough one for them. That's how Dota works. Rock, paper, scissors. Yes. So we have another a best of one coming your way very soon, and that is going to be eHome and Infamous.
You want to hit it, Bulldog?
I can't reach it.
Come on, you can reach it.
Can I just touch you and you touch it?
Teamwork!
Oh, yeah.
That was Bulldog energy coursing through me.
Happy Panda.
Sad Panda!
That Panda.
What are you doing here, Sad Panda?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
It's already day number 3 in our grandiose battle of the senses,
thank you.
and it's time for you to test a third sense, vision. Let's see how well you can use those dazzling eyes of yours.
Oh,
I'm
thank you.
bursting with anticipation, like, figuratively overflowing with excitement. For the first trial of the day, you'll need to use your vision
Oh,
to
hey.
see what's coming, in a game that I call What Happens Next. I will show you 5 different Dota plays from other Dream League seasons. After a few seconds, I will pause the clip, and then you have to tell me what happens next. Let's get this party started.
I touch your buzzer.
I'm the host of the show. I determine the flow.
Jesus.
Dude, stop pressing it, otherwise he can't press.
You're spamming it. Why is it not working?
All right, so let's bring on clip number 1 then.
Oh my God.
Is
this real?
Great mid lane. Rolling attempted by Schofield. Luvareo does have to jump in, but the boulder smash actually going to miss.
What? What happens next? I don't know. Was this just what season 3?
It's gonna be rough. Okay.
Okay, I'm thinking Vengeful Spirit is gonna turn around and everybody's gonna die.
I think there's going to be a swap which murders someone else.
Sonic Wave flies across. Can they kill him? Swap down. Oh, looking for the Duke plays. Is it going to work out? The Infuser is actually going to live.
Wow.
All right, Jake, you got it right.
I said.
I did it. Tapan, what are you doing over there?
The creeps are holding Z-Freak back here.
Another charge in 3 seconds.
Oh, it's false.
And he should have a good attempt at finishing this off.
I'm the host. All right,
he's gonna astral.
I pressed the button first.
Creep. He's gonna astral the creep.
He's gonna astral the creep. I'm the host of the show. I determine the flow. Let's find out.
Normally.
Astral the creep. Get your Omega ults ready.
Yourself. He's gonna go.
The Ion Shell wore off, but he also canceled this strike.
Oh, what?
I didn't say anything, so I get the point.
No, that's not how that works.
Okay.
Nothing happened.
Nothing happened. And I didn't say anything, so I get a point.
No, that's not how that works.
Okay. Oh, this is an old-ass Dream League. Oh,
a little bit off. They're going to try to burst him down.
This is
This is great.
Lifted, look at 2 crits in a row.
I'm playing the Nyx, so I'm going to get a Rampage.
No,
Nyx gets a Rampage.
That's definitely not going to happen.
You are playing Nyx Assassin, and you're saying that you're going to get a Rampage?
I'm going to get a Rampage.
You would probably remember that. It would be your first one.
Only one.
And he's still alive somehow. I don't know how, but he's actually life-stealing back. He gets Overgrowth. He's not attacking us. Still alive. It's Era. He's evading the hits. He's life-stealing back.
Definitely not a Rampage.
Loda is clearly chickening out here. Loda, you got to man up and kill that Husker.
I think that he's gonna kill the whole team.
He wants, but the RP's gonna come through. It's a 3-man RP. Era's still alive. Can he regen? Yes, he will. He's bringing Prometheus into the sky of fire. Whatever he's doing.
Yes!
Is he still alive?
Yes!
Michael Jordan dumps into it.
Old fanatic, I remember.
Thank you.
All right, that's 2 points for Slacks. I mean, he needs them. He hasn't gotten any points so far.
What the hell are you talking about? I'm right there. I got second.
That doesn't look like you.
Okay.
While in middle lane, Loda, Pylai, are you really going to commit to this one? The BKB's down, Ravage. Oh, it hits! It got as far on the way in. Loda one charges. He's invis. The smoke goes out. He blinks himself over the range creep. Admiral Bulldog bringing in the cavalry.
Bulldog, what are you going to do this game?
He's almost
I don't remember. This was so long ago.
Okay, I'm the host of the show. I determine the flow. Alliance is going to win a fight.
Normally.
We're going to lose the fight, and Asper's going to choke.
6 charges and phase shift, not enough. Loda!
He bought back. 47 bought back.
He bought back and jumped to the coil.
He bought back and jumped to the coil. I didn't even realize he was dead. Bone 7. All right.
Thanks, Mother. That was a great game.
That was intense. Your vision is on fleek. Hashtag dazzling eagle eyes.
I think I won. Again.
Normally.
I'm the host. Panda, save us from this, please. Okay, never mind.
Finally,
Panda, get out.
Panda leaves.
Get out.
Oh,
you're not wanted.
Ooh, Thomas,
Panda.
can you play the Panda out?
Don't. He doesn't deserve it, Thomas.
Go
Oh.
hide, Panda.
Yeah.
Go sleep for 9
Okay.
months.
Why don't you go try to breed, Panda?
You don't look nice.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Now it hurt his snout.